GGWP played in winners. So this is going to be a fresh matchup.
Yeah, that is actually, yeah, you're right.
So yeah, we talked about this yesterday with Dumbfire. Mr.R and Rich Brown, I don't think they are regular team partners by any means. But
Nope.
they do have a great feel for the game, of course. In contrast, Greg's and iStudying, great players, but individually probably a little weaker than Mr.R and maybe even Rich Brown.
Yeah.
But as a team, they've been doing this for so long, their synergy is so good. And that is extremely important in teams, of course.
Yeah, synergy is the most important part. Doubles is completely different from singles. And like you said, Rich Brown and Mr.R both being amazing players, but the same goes for Grex and iStudying.
Yeah. But while we've been singing their praises, it's actually Team GGWP played who has been off to quite a rough start.
Yeah, Mr.R and Rich Brown putting on a lot of damage on Team GGWP played.
And there goes iStudying. The fair from across the stage. That move went from being alright to one of the best in the game. Shouts to Sakurai.
Music for there.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's really good.
Grex getting all off.
Great team combo by GGWP.
Yeah, and they're still going.
Yeah, but now this deficit isn't really that big because there is an advantage here, right? The fact that iStudying did lose his stock does mean that he is able to stay on stage a lot better because he doesn't have that high of a percentages. And when you get high percentage, you get knocked away from the stage way easier, allowing the other team to get stage control way better. And this is actually huge because stage control in teams is really important, and that will actually be a bouncing fish on his own teammate. So what I was saying, stage control in doubles is really important, right? And if you have high percent like that, you get knocked away really easily. And stage control is lost like sooner if you get it.
So contrary to expectations, Mewtwo is actually the last one to lose the stock.
Yeah, the lightest character is going to die last.
If Team GGWP players wants to close this out, they will have to make sure that iStudying takes a hold of this stock for a long time.
You don't want to lose this stock as Cloud. Because you're the heaviest character, you're probably going to be the one that...
You're supposed to be the guy that lives.
Yeah. Even though it kind of depends on how the team plays as well. And I usually feel like Grex is more of the support than iStudying is.
He comes in with the big hits.
Yeah, iStudying... Yeah, Grex as a player in general is pretty defensive.
Forward air off the top, looking like melee.
Yep.
Forward throw. Rich Brown bouncing back and forth.
Yeah. And right now all players have kind of evenish percentages, except for iStudying, who has only 16%, but he is on his last stock. But like we said, he's able to stay on stage way better because he doesn't get knocked away that far.
Yeah, definitely. And the Galaxy taking out Greg's second stock, and now they're looking pretty rough. Yeah, they got a lot of percent on Mr.R and Rich Brown, but they're not gonna die from straight hits. They have to get a great team combo to finish off these stocks on the red team. All the while, they are both a stock behind.
Yeah, exactly. And they have two stocks deficit right now, right? So
yeah, it's not just a question of this guy has to stay alive. They both cannot lose their stock.
No, exactly. And when Mr.R and Rich Brown die, they have the advantage of having lower percentage, right? So they will have stage control way easier. And that's going to be huge in the later
Rich Brown
part.
living the backer from Cloud, surprisingly. Oh, Grex with an excellent edge guard. And now iStudying.
Also edge guarding Rich Brown with there. And this game, that makes the game way more even. But the lower percentage for Mr.R and Rich Brown is going to be important here. As you can see right away, they have the stage control, and this is a lot of damage that iStudying and Grex take right here. So right now, both iStudying and Grex actually getting a lot of damage tagged on by Mewtwo there and by Mr.R.
We got some friendly fire command. Greg just hit his teammate with a bouncing fish, and now iStudying resting at 137. He needs that limit for an early kill. They absolutely have to make some kind of shenanigans with the limit right now.
Yeah, they have to kill one of the two really early.
Oh, instead it's iStudying who stands flying by the Mewtwo up air. Up throw.
Up throw. And this is going to be rough for Grex, because if he gets grabs once and the synergy for Rich Brown and Mr.R is on point, right, he will die. And being off stage 2 against both Sheik and Mewtwo, that's really difficult. This is going to be a hard time. Oh, wow. Goes for the pummel. That's it.
That's it. A convincing victory by the red team. There's no other way to put it.
That's going to be game 1 is going to Mr.R and Rich Brown.
So, would you like to see iStudying go to Greninja? They've been working Cloud in doubles for a while now.
Yeah, they actually have played just Cloud and
Sheik, of course.
Yeah. So I haven't seen them play Greninja Sheik in a while, since Beast actually.
Now what I saw in the last game is we saw Rich Brown mostly focusing on iStudying and Mr.R and Greg's focusing out in the Sheik Detto. Do you think they need to change it up, the blue team? Do you think Greg's needs to be focusing on Rich Brown rather than Mr.R?
It depends on how well iStudying can do in the Cloud Sheik matchup. Because if
it's pretty bad.
Well, it's pretty difficult too, because if the Sheik has a like Mr.R, especially Mr.R, because his offstage game against Cloud is just ridiculous. He can just wreck Cloud offstage.
Yeah. Mr.R, just as an individual, is notorious for giving Clouds the business at the ledge and offstage.
So that's what you don't want. You don't want to have a 1v1s too much between iStudying and Mr.R, but in general, just getting the team synergy going and just getting the team combos going is probably the thing that they want to change.
Rich
right
Brown
now.
Again taking an early stock of iStudying. It's not looking too good.
No, once again, Rich Brown taking a great stock with that up smash. Such a strong move. And the funny fact is the up smash, when you do that low, if you don't charge it, it has like the least amount of knockback, and when you charge it, the knockback becomes so high. It becomes so strong.
Definitely, but even without the charge, it's a really, really strong up smash.
Yeah, it's still a very strong up smash, but it actually gets, if you fully charge it, it actually becomes stronger than either one. I'm not sure which smash it was again, but it's like forward smash.
So the sour spot actually enough right there. Oh, I like the attempt with the vanish, but unfortunately timing a little off. Of course, coming off of crossface is gonna be pretty hard with not just being a multi-hit, but also, you know, with the camera shifting. It's oh, the stage spike from Mr.R. No tech.
No tech from Grex, and that will put the blue team in a deficit. And
especially to the 4 there.
Especially when that happens.
Oh boy, this is looking even rougher than the last game for the blue team. Fortunately, they get a stage spike of their own. Rich Brown dropping an early stock, but Mr.R still sitting pretty at 3.
I mean, if Mr.R still has a high percent, he's Sheik, and that's the stock.
Finally, the blue team has been getting some of those grab kills they have become famous for, both in the Netherlands and I guess internationally since the B6. What they do is they stand really close together. One of the guys is going to do one of those low knockback grabs, and the other guy will be charging an up smash at just the right space. Yeah,
that's basically the Sheik Greninja combo that they did, because both have a tipper hitbox that is like extremely strong. But this game actually became way more even right, just as like that. And I mean, still, iStudying a very high percent will die like that. And like once again, it became rough.
Looking at the last game when they were 2 stock versus 4, now they're 2 stocks versus 3. So even though they started off really rough, there is some improvement there right now.
Yeah, there is some improvement. I mean, they got their combos on point way better right now, and I mean they need to get more stage control in these games, because otherwise Rich Brown and Mr.R are just going to take it, because they do way more work with the stage control they have.
What was that? The bouncing fish from iStudying's hits.
Rex immediately dies as well. That's a problem with Mewtwo too, right? He dies really early. Yeah, ping pong time.
That's what I've been seeing yesterday at doubles. You know, whenever there's a 2v1, they just know, yo, you take that side of the stage, I'll take this one, and we're just gonna bounce them back and forth.
That was a little high from Mr.R, but one. Honestly, it doesn't even, the percentage doesn't even matter, right? If you're playing a 2v1, if the team with two people plays it out correctly, they shouldn't lose.
Exactly. Well, you know, we saw a couple of 2v1s actually being clutched out yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's not impossible, but the team with 2 people shouldn't lose.
But you need high percent of both of the opponents. Yep, there it is, the Mr.R classic when it comes to edge guarding. Cloud. Vanish on the ledge. And Cloud, of course, doesn't snap. If you time it correctly, you're gonna take that stock. Mr.R, I think, was the first to do it on the top level. And yeah, he just did it to Greg's.
Yep. And that will be Rex's stock.
So,
and
Rich Brown on a highway to the first place in the doubles bracket.
Yeah, Mr.R and Rich Brown only need one more game, and then it will be over.
And they're going back to the same stage, of course. There is no other word to describe this stage than comfort stage when it comes to Greg's and iStudying.
Yeah, definitely. And they aren't even switching it up. They just know that this is our favorite stage. This is where we want to play. Doesn't matter to us. We're just gonna go back. Even though it doesn't work out, we'll keep.
Yeah, win or lose, this is our home.
This is our home. Yeah. Even though switching up the stages might not be a bad idea, but.
Okay. But you know, it might actually have not been a bad idea indeed. Greg's already down the stock. Rich Brown basically had a 0 to death on Greg's.
Yeah, and this is looking really rough right now.
Finally, they're getting their hits on.
Yeah, and the problem here is just that they can't seem to get a lot of damage on Mr.R. Mr.R just being able to keep all these stocks pretty much every game, and right now barely even touched. Even though the same goes for Rich Brown right now, 77% on him. That's not a lot.
Okay. And
There goes his
another
second
up
stock.
smash.
Wow, that's a
And another up smash.
Rich Brown just.
Okay, it's just all fair and up smash for Rich Brown. And I can't blame him. Those moves are incredible. But oh my lord, the amount of stocks he has taken with that up smash just this set alone is staggering.
It's very strong. It's a really strong move. And we see right now, yeah, the red team is doing so well.
Yeah, double the stocks.
There goes Rich Brown's first stock.
So it had to be Mr.R to finally take a stock away from the red team, I guess.
Yep, exactly. They even need the opponents to take the stocks.
And a spike! The red team has no mercy for these poor TOs.
Nope.
Working their butts off all weekend, and then this is what happens to them.
Yeah, this game is looking pretty bad for the blue team, but nonetheless, I mean, iStudying might make something happen. You never know. Even though it does seem pretty rough for him.
Oh, that was smart by iStudying. He got the hits, but he didn't finish it because he knew Mr.R was coming in.
See, and that's very important. They know that they always have one person keep the stage control, because if one of the players, that's it.
That's it. Cloud recovery, the end. A 5 stock by the red team.
Yep, that was a quick doubles grand finals. Nonetheless, though, great effort from Urecht and iStudying getting into grand finals.
In the first place is incredible.